Okay, welcome back. I don't want this to be too long of a video. These three problems all kind of deal with the same thing. Let's just recap part A real quick before we move on to part B, and I'll also separate them. So what we recognized here in part A, right, we need to solve for x, and so we need to set something with x equal to something so we can get x by itself. What we recognize is CB is a diameter. It's going through the center, so it's splitting this circle in half. Meaning when a circle gets split in half, half a circle equals 180 degrees. And so those two arcs from A to C, which is the 3x plus 20 part, and A to B, which is the 2x part, those two combined make half the circle. And so if we take those two, 3x plus 20, and add them together, so plus 2x, we can set it equal to 180 because it's half the circle, right? And then we just solve for x, combine your like terms, get x by itself. We see that x equals 32. Now they asked us to find the measure of AC after that. And so I'm going to clear up this circle a little bit, and you'll see that the measure of AC from A to C is just the 3x plus 20 part. And so if we want to figure out what that equals, which is what I did over here, I simply want to take the 3x plus 20, but instead of the x, let's put a 32 into it because I figured out what x equaled over here, right? And so 3 times 32 plus 20 equals 116. And so the measure of angle AC is 116 because we solved for x and we plugged it back into the AC expression. And so that's what we're going to do for the rest of this. So here we go. Now, if we want to find x, there's actually more information given to us than we need in this problem. I'm going to connect A and C. And what I'll see here is, again, that splits our circle in half. And so this half of the circle needs to equal 180 in total. And so that half of the circle is two parts, a 3x part and an x part. And they together have to equal 180. So what about this x part that's not part of half of that circle? Well, we can just ignore it. We don't need that to solve for x because we have the AD part of the arc, which is 3x, and the DC part of the arc, which is x. And we know for a fact that that needs to equal 180 together. And so that's all we need to work with to solve for x. And so let's add them together because it's two parts, and together they equal 180. We'll set them equal to 180. So 3x plus x equals 180. And then we'll combine x and 3x into 4x. So 4x equals 180, and we'll divide by 4, and we will get that x equals 45. Now, they want us to find arc AC. So let's figure out what arc AC is. And so we will connect from A to C. From A to C. And so that's arc AC right there. Actually, that original arc that we highlighted on the circle. And so arc AC, again, is two parts, 3x part and an x part. And so let's plug x into that, and we'll just see what it equals. And so arc AC, change color, measure of arc AC is going to equal 3 times x, but we'll put 45 in for x. So 3 times 45 plus x. But we don't want x, we want 45 in there, so we'll do plus 45, right? So 3 times 45 because of that part, and then 45 just by itself because of this part. And together that equals AC, so let's figure out what that equals. 3 times 45 is 135. 135 plus 45 is 180. So arc AC equals 180. We got that by solving for x and plugging it back into each x that is located on the AC arc. Now, we could have done that a simpler way because we knew that AC, this AC, was a diameter. So it automatically cuts this circle in half into two 180-degree sections. And so we should have automatically known it equaled 180 just by visualizing the picture. However, you can certainly solve for x and plug it back in. You will absolutely get 180 as well, right? So multiple methods. Now, finally, the last one. And there are various ways you can go about this too. I'm going to work with a specific method, and that specific method is this. If you look at this circle, I know all of the parts of it. There is no chunk that's missing. There is no pizza crust that I don't know what the crust measure equals here. And so I know the whole circle. And I also know the whole circle always equals 360. So if I just add all the parts together, I can set it equal to 360, and then I just solve for x. And so I want 14x plus 4x plus 6x plus 8x plus 4x again. Those are all the parts. And again, when I have all the parts, it's the whole circle. And the whole circle has to equal 360 degrees. So combine like terms, 14 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 4, all of those combine to give us 36 x's, and that still equals 360, and then we will divide both sides by 36, and so x equals 10 in this problem. Perfect. Now, lastly, they want us to find arc AC one more time and get rid of that 360. Let's figure out what arc AC is. So from A to C, the short way, it's a minor arc, AC, right? And so AC is the 4x section and the 6x section. And so we need to add them together to get the total of AC, and let's plug our 10 in for x. And so we will get AC, measure of AC, will be what we get when we do 4 times 10 plus 6 times 10. 4 times 10 is 40. 6 times 10 is 60. And so 40 plus 60 is 100. Arc AC equals 100 degrees. And once again, we found that because we knew all chunks of the circle. We added them all together and set them equal to 360 because the whole circle is 360. Solve for x. And then plug it back in to the parts that AC makes up. And then add them again, right? All right, that's part 2. Keep working hard. Keep asking me questions if you have them. And keep practicing through part 2 worksheet. I will have a homework review for you tomorrow. We'll go through those problems as well. Thank you very much.